Hey everybody, welcome back. So today, working on this. My dad's old grill. So over the years, it's it's rotting out. But luckily, I found this stuff in the trash. So I'm gonna try to use this metal to patch the bottom of that, and maybe the grate to fill the bottom, so I have somewhere to set the charcoal so it's not burning a hole through the bottom of the grill. So I guess the first thing I'm going to need to do is I'm going to cut around all these rusted out spots and the really thin parts and get clean lines back, and cut it back to good solid metal, so I have something to weld that onto. Okay, now that I got the holes cut, I need to go measure these and then cut patch panels out of that lid that I can lay in from the inside and weld in. This rib is rusted through, but those ribs are structural for the thing to keep it round, so I'm not a big fan of cutting it out, so I'll try to maybe find a way to reinforce that, cut that section out. But I'm going to work on the patch panels first. Alright, now that I've got the piece cut out, I've just got it laid in here about where it's going to go, and I've roughly marked about how far out I want to do surface prep, with a wire wheel. So I got to get this clean bare metal so I can tack weld this in, or maybe I'll weld the whole thing all the way around.
Well,
I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I'm going to weld it.
that means I'm going to need those goggles or the thing that you hold up, right?
Yeah,
You can
that.
see the goggles.
So before I weld it, I do know that this is very thin material. I mean, it's very thin here, and that I think is even a little thinner. So I don't want to blow right through it. So I'm going to go over to my welder and finely tune the settings on it so it doesn't, blow right through the metal. So we're gonna put it on min, and I don't know, like you got much? Yeah, these things, precision instruments right here. Well, I mean, that looks like shit, but you know, it's not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing in some spots on the other side, and then, you know, hopefully it'll hold for a while. Oh yeah. So this, I decided to do nothing about it. So what I did was, instead of cutting multiple pieces, as you saw, I cut one big patch plate that covered all of the severe rust damage, and it actually comes all the way out to here, past this guy, and then of course all the way like over here. So it completely covers all of that damaged bit there, and I don't really think I need to weld all the way around it. I mean, it's not like my welds would be airtight anyways. I mean, yeah, they're nasty. But I think the only thing really that I have left to do is I would like to put some sort of foot on the ends of these legs, because this sharp angle iron, when it's, you know, out there in the yard, it kind of sinks down. Like you can see the discoloration up to here. So kind of want to get maybe some big washers or something, and then just weld them on so it has feet, so it doesn't sink down. And then maybe see if I can't use some of those grates to make a rack for the bottom of this to set charcoal on. So I found these washers, and they're big. I mean, big enough to be a foot for this, so it won't sink down into the ground. Now they won't really sit on that too well, so what I'm going to do is cut a little section of this flat bar and then weld it kind of across like that, so I have a little bit more surface to weld those washers to. Now these washers, I think they have like a zinc coating on them, so it keeps them from rusting and makes them so shiny. Welding on that stuff, getting it hot enough to weld, causes vapors that apparently will kill you. So I'm probably gonna die, so that's good. Okay, I got these little pieces cut, and this one's clamped, and I'll clamp that one in when I get ready to weld it. So weld these in, then I'm gonna try not to die when I weld those zinc plated washers onto there. I just gotta figure out a way to, you know, like get that washer to stay right there so I can weld it. Like how do you even clamp something like that? Magnets don't usually work because, you know, they weld and it gets hot and the magnet stops working. So I don't know. I couldn't figure out a way to clamp it, so I'm just gonna hold it there with pliers while I at least get a tack in there, and then it'll hold itself. Well, again, they're ugly, but they're on there. The grates that I found in the trash with that thing didn't fit perfect. There's a little bit of overlap in the middle, but I'm fine with that. I wasn't going to weld them in and like permanently affix them, because I'm going to want to take them out when I go to clean the grill out anyway. So that's done. The only two things that I have left to do, that I want to do, are I want to install this grill thermometer, because I've never known what temperature it was. I just kind of went by feel. So I'm gonna drill a hole and put that in there, and then I want to replace the board here. It's kind of old, been, I don't know, weathered. I don't know. It's still sturdy, but it's not very wide. Like, you can't set a plate on it. So I want to replace it with a wider board. So I'll actually be able to set platters and plates and that sort of thing on it when I'm grilling. So need to measure, get the center, drill a hole for the thermometer, and get the new wood cut down for that. Alright, I got the wood cut to length, but it is untreated wood, so it's not going to fare well out in the weather. So I'm going to use this waterproof stain and sealer. It's a solid color, so the wood grain doesn't show as much through it. I'm assuming you have to put a lot of layers on, or a lot of coats for that to happen, because I did my mailbox and you can still see the grain. So, but I still think it looks good, and it kind of matches the trim on the house. So we'll see how it looks. Alright, so what I'm doing now is using the old board and the holes on it as a template, so the screw holes line up when I go to put the new board on. And I've set my drill bit far enough into the chuck to where even if I go all the way down, it's not going to punch all the way through this board. Hell yeah. I got a thermometer, a new table, a new grate for charcoal, friggin' feet so it doesn't sink in the mud. It's like having a brand new grill. It wasn't the funnest project in the world, but definitely worth it, having a basically brand new grill to cook on. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.